Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is branding yourself when you become a niche seller. And that's so important. I know that eBay is a pretty kick-ass search engine as it is, and people will search and they will find you. I get that. I do. Trust me, I'm not saying don't maximize SEO or whatever, but assuming you've done everything right by the book, as eBay prescribes, and you want to still make improvement, and you still want to find a different way to get people to your store that doesn't require you to, take your store and pay advertising dollars on Facebook, Instagram. Like, I know there's a strategy, right, where you just take your store and you start posting links and whatever to try and get traffic in. How about something traditional like branding? Like, branding is so important. Let me explain. If you probably have a beverage of choice. Simply put, you have a beverage of choice. It could be an alcoholic drink. It could be a breakfast hot cup of something. For the most part, you do those things without thinking, and you go to the places that make you feel comfortable without thinking. Oftentimes, when you feel a certain need, your mind and your heart wander to that place of comfort and no thinking. Mindless comfort. That's what branding does for a lot of people. By having a cafe that is a regular spot, by having a park that has a route that, a runner may like to go to, if you can insert yourself into the routine and the habitual mindlessness of a consumer, you have great branding. And so, to those people who go, yeah, Sabrina 61524, Haley's Treasures, I get where you're coming from. But can you go more? Can it be vintage clocks and watches, something more specific to the thing you sell? You've already narrowed down your selection. The brand's not going to limit you any further. So could you be, if you're someone who likes to sell motorcycle parts, could it be Rods and Mods, right? Rods Mods, if your name is Rod. You get the idea. It's like, just go that extra step further. Brand yourself so that people can remember you without thinking. Oftentimes, if you buy something and then you forget who the seller is, you can't go back. A catchy name makes all the difference. A catchy name allows you to add more to that mental profile that the buyer has of you. I mean, if I was thinking about how sometimes we travel to places that are a bit rural, a bit remote, and if we have a bad experience or a good experience, you might go, oh yeah, we went to this place, it was a really nice cafe, and I'll start with the good experience. Really nice cafe. You pull out your phone, you start searching, oh, what was it? You go, a cafe in Yarra Glen, and you're like, and you're trying to figure it out. You go, oh, was it this one, was it that one? And then the photos on Google Maps or Yelp or whatever don't really remind you where that place is. That place is lost forever because the name wasn't retained. Or if you have a bad experience, you'd be like, shitty cafe, don't remember what it is, can't be bothered thinking about it anymore. It's like the name makes, if you are someone who's already good at what you do, the name anchors it for you. And so that's why when, I remember I used to sell gaming stuff, and then the store was called Gaming. And then now when I'm doing more comic book collector, because I kind of pivoted a little bit as the gaming stuff got a bit tedious, now it's the Collector Square. And it's just like, it's a shift, and people come back because they remember what you are there for. I remembered also, there's a store where we were selling we were selling older kind of vintagey dolls, and there was rocking chair in there, and then eventually it became something with the word dolly in it because it's got literally its old dolls. So the point being is, be memorable because you have a name that anchors in your buyer's mind. And don't worry so much that if you have this obscure name that you've held on to for so long, that letting it go will ruin everything for it. It won't. You can change your name on eBay all the time. So consider that pivot, especially recognizing that you want to remain in your buyer's mind. And that name helps them to come back to you with less effort. So that's what I wanted to talk about with branding and the importance of it and why you should consider doing it if you're already narrowing down and becoming a niche seller.